but this isn't a Halloween movie. But given the time of year, I tried to make it Halloween themed. Jumbo Jr. is an oxymoron, but is the name of an adorable elephant whom you'd recognize as Dumbo the elephant. The name Dumbo sounds adorable too, but sadly, similar to Cinderella, it was a cruel nickname that was given to him. Now that I've thought about her, I might as well compare the two. Cinderella's name was given by the wicked stepsisters because she'd always clean cinders and ashes from the fire. Cinderella's name was given by the wicked stepsisters because she'd always clean cinders and ashes from the fire. Dumbo was given his name because Cinder was added to her real name, Ella, while Dumbo rhymed with Jumbo. Now on to the plot. I'm gonna quote the Google results I found. A young circus elephant is born with comically large ears and given the cruel nickname Dumbo. One day at a show, he is taunted by a group of kids, inciting his mother into a rage that gets her locked up. After Dumbo's ears cause an accident that injures many of the other elephants, he's made to dress like a clown and perform dangerous stunts. Everything changes when Dumbo discovers that his enormous ears actually allow him to fly, and he astounds everyone at the circus with his new talent. Now, I want to mention an important detail that I never brought up in the other movie reviews after I made the 75th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz. This is a movie that I personally didn't see. The only quote-unquote experience that I was able to obtain is reading it on the internet. After reading a more detailed plot from Wikipedia, I think I feel sorry for throughout half of the movie. It sounds as if he's been miserable for so long because of frightening incidents that were Halloween level frightening. Now that I brought up Halloween level frightening incidents, it would be appropriate to mention that while this does seem to be a kid-friendly movie, there were some components that raised a quarrel. The two major ones that I stumbled upon were: there was an obvious reference to Jim Crow. Jim Crow was known for his separate but equal law, where whites and blacks were separated and had their exclusive schools, churches. Secondly, there was a scene where Dumbo and Timothy accidentally become drunk and start having hallucinations. Again, I myself never watched this movie, but if I were a kid and I were to watch it, I wouldn't have known what was going on. This movie is a classic that still holds today, so much so that parents continued dressing up their children as Dumbo. Those make adorable Halloween costumes. Before we get to what I'm going to be for Halloween, there was an article on mental floss while doing research on Dumbo. It's called The 16 Things You Might Not Know About Dumbo. The hallucination scene was on here, but there are other facts that blew my mind. For example, former US President Harry Truman refused to try the Dumbo ride at Disneyland because he was a Democrat who didn't want to be seen riding a symbol of the Republican Party. There was another of a sequel that almost happened. And my personal favorite fact was that Dumbo was Walt Disney's. What I didn't expect is for this movie to only be 64 minutes long. That's usually 15 to 25 minutes shorter than what would be considered a full-length feature film. Now let's do Halloween. Last year I was Dracula, and this year I'm gonna be a monster that's practically associated with him. Seeing the makeup will probably give it away. And voila! If a trick-or-treater dressed as Dumbo stops by my house, I'll let him or her know that the movie was released 75 years ago. But this isn't a Halloween movie. But given the time of year, I tried to make it Halloween themed. I hope you enjoyed my review. I hope you enjoyed my costume. I already know what I'm going to be next year. He's a character in my favorite crime drama series. And I hope you'll be safe this year on Halloween. But be safe, enjoy your candy, have fun trick-or-treating, or throwing a party, or whatever you have planned. Just have fun and be safe.